and welcome to Meet the Experts, your show to discover the latest and the greatest beauty, wellness, and fitness trends. I'm Dori Soukup, and today we are discussing the biggest fitness trends and which ones are effective and which ones are not. To help us explore this topic, I invited former NBA player and fitness expert Johan Petro. Johan is the founder of Activ8 Mind and Body, as well as Activ8 Wellness and Medspa down in South Florida. Welcome, Johan. It's great to have you with us today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
You've had such an interesting career since coming to the U.S. First as an athlete, and now as an entrepreneur, owning a great medical spa and fitness center. Can we start by telling our viewers a little bit about your journey and how you ended up here in the sunshine state of Florida?
Yes, I started playing basketball back in France when I was around 13 years old. And 2 years later, I got selected to join this school basketball program that led me to turn pro when I was 16 back in France. 2 years later to that, I got drafted with the Supersonics, Seattle Supersonics at the time. Spent 4 years on my first 4 years in the state with the Supersonics, then went to Oklahoma City in the move from Seattle to Oklahoma City. That was the first team, the first NBA team in Oklahoma, so it was a very big deal for them. Fan base was awesome, off the chart. Got traded to the Denver Nuggets, where I played there for 2 years. Then I signed as a free agent. I signed a 3-year deal with the Nets, with the New Jersey Nets, and then ended up my career with the Hawks. And that was in 2013. 2014 went into a little medical issue when I found out I had a heart condition, which kind of took me away a little prematurely away from basketball, but kind of started my entrepreneur career. So it was a good thing because I'm still alive, but it also opened up my vision to what I wanted to do after basketball a little quicker than I wanted to.
Mm-hmm. And that's what drove you to open up your 2 locations down in South Florida. So
absolutely.
That's great. And I love the fact that you are helping other people be healthy and be more fit. And that's why I wanted to invite you today, so we can explore what is going on within the fitness arena, what is working, what is not, and how we can help our viewers gain some great insight on what is the best thing for them as far as fitness and wellness. So can we start by maybe giving them just a little overview about what's going on within the fitness industry now?
Yeah, so what we realized when we started Activ8 was simply that what the professional athletes have access to, the regular common person, fan even, will not have access to.
True.
So for example, a high athlete will have access to low impact type exercises, high impact type exercises that fits their body. It's not just a general program that they just follow from online and that's it. They just go into it, and whatever the body may need or may not need, not been really taken care of. So what we decided to do, especially me seeing after career that I could not find anything remotely close to what we used to do, I decided to open up a place where everything was in one location. So in Activ8, you will have your low impact with the intense Pilates that we use, the megaformers that we use, which is behind me in that little corner. We also have the high intensity indoor cycling, still low impact. There's no jumping, there's no treadmill, but we still get the cardio aspect of the workouts with the Peloton's bike. I think everybody knows about the Peloton's bike nowadays. Especially with COVID happening, everybody was at home working out, figuring out a way to make it happen. So that's where we're going to hit our cardio with. And then the control weight training. And this is where I oversee all of the workouts, all of the programs. And this is where we create our body structure plan. And that's where everything starts with us. So you have your low impact, you have your high impact, but more control, and you have your cardio.
Well, I love how you took what you were accustomed to having access to as an NBA player to actually making it available for consumers, that they can have the same type of impactful fitness workout without having, you know, an NBA team behind you. So one problem that I see often, though, with many people that we talk with is that commitment, that mindset, because a lot of people have good intentions. So yes, you have the best equipment, you have great programs, but how do you convince people? What do you do with the whole commitment side of actually wanting to work out and actually doing it on a regular basis?
So what's really hard with exercising is multiple things. But the first one is it takes time to see results. And what we realize is that people want it now. Like, fix it for me. I want it done tomorrow.
Yes.
There's jiggle in my arms. I don't want it by the time I wake up after this workout. And it's very unrealistic, and it gets very frustrating when the clients does not understand the process behind working out. And it's not just about the seeing result, it's also about the internal result. So what we're trying to create is a simple approach. You find yourself into a good routine. We get you a community of people that you enjoy being a part of, and we make it fun. We make it so you come back every single day, and that's part of your routine for the week. It's like brushing your teeth. Like, you have to do it, because if you don't, you'll go see the doctor that you don't want to go see the dentist. Right. And so what we're trying to create is a good atmosphere for people to feel comfortable doing this workout over and over and over again, and creating a routine where it's part of your day. Like, Activ8 is part of my day. I have to sign in. I have to go in.
Right. So you're creating it into a habit. You're helping people establish habits. And I think that's one of the trends, actually, is that people are making a commitment to wanting to look good.
So what we realize is that, first of all, and I think that the click started when we started with you, actually. We no longer put people into longevity contracts. So we no longer do the 3 months, the 6 months, the 12 months that you usually see in gyms. So what we do is we keep you to a 1 month membership, and it's our job to give you the best services possible in order for you to sign in into the next month and then the next month. So what that creates is it puts a lot of pressure on us to over deliver actually, and make you really like and enjoy what you're doing. Because not just the fact that, okay, our workouts are pretty intense, so the body pain, the having to actually pay for you to be in pain is not necessarily a good combination. So what we're trying to do is really make it into a lifestyle. Like, when you start with us, it becomes a lifestyle, and you have to just maintain that lifestyle, because the result will happen afterwards.
What are you running into as far as maybe challenges that people have? Again, they have good intentions. They want to come and experience a better lifestyle. They want to be more fit, in shape. Some people even want to sculpt their body and change it. And through working out, you can. So how do you overcome maybe whether it's time challenge, fitting it into your schedule, making the commitment to really wanting to go in? How do you overcome that challenge?
I think, and this is where Activ8 to me is a unique brand, having the Medspa to back up the gym. And I'm going to give you a little secret here. We actually see people, we see that it's way more easier for people to engage into the Medspa and then come into the gym as a back-end service than the other way around. So what we started to do is push our Medspa first. What does that do? That creates a first approach to anyone. You get to come in. We offer the M scope and the cool scope thing, cryo skin for body contouring. We have diverse type of programs at the spa, and then the gym becomes, in order for you to keep those results that we just spend a lot of money on at the spa, you have to create a routine for yourself. And that's why it becomes a all-in service, an all-in brand. And that's what I think differentiate Activ8 from any other brand. Because it's really hard to find a gym that has the med spa and so on and so forth.
Right. Well, I love that philosophy actually of the process. So I come in, I invest in having body contour, and then I look in the mirror, I like what I see, and then I realize, you know what? I've invested all this money, now I need to work out to back it up. Correct. I love that. I think that's a great way to definitely make more of a commitment to looking beautiful and feeling great. Because at the end of the day, we're doing it to feel great, right?
Absolutely. And it's a way to also secure your investment. Yeah. It's a way to maintain that investment that you made on yourself.
Yeah. Are you seeing some equipment being more popular than other equipment that people like? Like you have, whether it's cardio, strength, endurance, yoga, Pilates, you mentioned. Are there differences in what people usually gravitate toward, one modality over another, or is it all part of a program that they should have?
That was not intentional, but Activ8 became a 95% woman base. So we see that a lot of the newest glute exercises will have more success. Anything that has to do with the core, so from chest down to the hips, we see those women that gravitate towards those because they want to take care of the midsection, they want to take care of the glutes. And then, of course, it's our job to round up that program and make sure that the body is the way that it needs to be. Add the cardio, even though that's the thing that nobody wants to do. But it's our job to make it more fun for everyone to and incorporate. It's like vegetables for a kid. You got to do it because it's good for you.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the differences. Like I'm the kind of person that needs personal training because I need that one-on-one attention. And there are some people that don't mind group training, and there are some people that like internet training. So what are some of the trends that you're seeing in comparison to these three different ways where people access training?
It is so fun because it's fun and at the same time it's a little frustrating. But let's go with the fun part. Okay. So what we saw is that with what just happened in 2020 with COVID, the trend of the internet went skyrocketing. So people did not care. They will pay whatever just to simply have a trainer talk to them, just like this. Yeah, Zoom. Let's go through the routine and let's go through whatever we need to do. Yes, that's a good method to do if you don't have, or if you feel like going to a gym is not necessarily where you want to be at that time. But the problem with it for us trainers is that we can't correct the forms. We can't make sure that the workout is done the right way. We can't be here to assist and to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do. The only thing we could do is sit behind a computer and say, yes, good job, or no, not really. So that takes away from the real experience of a one-on-one. Right. One-on-one is really to capitalize on what that person needs and what that person is doing right or wrong and fix it and change it on the go. So that internet trend has been crazy in the past year. Now, what we see now is people are getting tired of the internet. That's usually how it goes. That's
I know they are.
Yeah. So YouTube, everybody is a trainer on YouTube. So that does not help either. Right. So what we decided to do is to be more of a semi-private gym. So the group that we have are at most 10 people a class. So for example, that gives me I have enough room to see what everyone is doing and to correct everyone, right? And we realized that after 10, now you're starting not paying attention to a few people. And this is where you start losing focus with your clients. So we kept everything to small group, and the focus is really to try to stay into what each person needs. And I think that whole internet wave, yes, it was cool, but it's impossible to sustain, especially when you're looking for accountability and results.
Right. Yeah. Well, I love one-on-one because I think it gives you that nice focus where all your attention is on me and you're giving me the exact positions I need to do. And what's amazing to me is how people truly are changing. I had no idea that through fitness and certain exercises, you can actually, you don't need a Brazilian butt lift. You can actually have your own exercise to have that effect of having had surgery, but yet you did it the natural way. I think it's amazing that you can do that through fitness and exercise.
And the beauty of it, as soon as that happened, the addiction that happens from I was like this, picture one, to this, picture B, even though it took whatever amount of time it took, the promise that you feel by the amount of work that you put in to get those results is night and day. So yes, going on the table, you get nipped up, boop, boop, done. It's completely different than actually putting the work in to get the result that you want. Yes, 100%.
Yeah, I think that's amazing that you are able actually to sculpt, because that's almost what it is. You're sculpting the body through exercise and fitness routine.
And fitness, correct.
And it's mind-blowing actually, because I've seen some of the before and after pictures of what you were able to accomplish, and it really is just mind-blowing that you are able to do that. It's just amazing. Congratulations on that success, by the way.
I wish it was not a PG-13 type of show, so I could show some of those crazy.
Actually, we can, because they can actually put them in so people can see some of this. No, it's going to be beautiful, because I've seen it and it's truly unbelievable. Like, who needs plastic surgery when you can have Johan?
if everybody was as committed to their body, because the fear that you do feel inside and out is insane. You feel better throughout your day. You feel like a source of purpose. This is what I'm going to do. And then it also goes to your own self. You set a goal, and your job is to try to meet it. And our job is to try to help you there. And we keep doing this. We keep doing this over and over again.
Yeah. What do you say to people that are overweight now, and they come to you and they want to get healthy, whether it's getting on a certain nutritional diet, whether it's exercising on a regular basis? So how do you, because it's easy to work out when you're thin and like, you can see results almost immediately, but the thing that is, I think, most important for us to address is, how do you take someone from being overweight to actually the journey? What journey would they go through to actually get in shape?
So we used to have a sign when we play basketball, and I think they still say the same thing. You take it one game at a time. That's what we used to say. And I tell all my women, all my girls, all my guys, all my clients, it's going to be a process, and it's simply one day at a time. You focus on today. That's all I care about. And let's figure out about tomorrow. I will have a plan for you. My plan is there, but I do not want you to be discouraged, because when you get to see me, when you come to sit down and talk to me, the amount of courage that it takes for you to understand that you're not in a position where you're happy with yourself. You're in a position where you may have health issues, or somebody said something, or it could be anything. It could be a comment your kid made or your husband made, or whatever the case may be, because those things are real. Those things do happen. So the amount of courage that it takes to come in front of me and say, I need your help. It's my job to translate this into, okay, I already know what I'm going to push you through, but I cannot tell you this because I don't want to lose you. I don't want you to feel that the process is going to be too long. It's going to take too long, and this. So what I do is we simply focus on today. I
think that's genius, because today is all we have, right? And I love that analogy. I love that analogy that you just shared. Take it one day at a time. I think it's beautiful.
And that's what we're trying to do. We take it one day. That way the focus is only on today. That's it. Today I need you to drink a gallon of water. How hard could that be?
Yeah.
Right? And then tomorrow we're going to focus on something else. And then so on and so forth.
Yes.
And next thing you know, 20 pounds later, oh my God, Johan, what is going on here?
Yeah.
I love
Well,
you.
that's what I love about having someone to support you and help you and coach you through the process, because having that support, I think, makes a big difference. And I think that's a big trend that we're seeing now over and over, is a lot of people are more into personalized attention, personalized training, so they can really get the most out of the relationship and get the best results the fastest way possible.
And not just that, you create a lot of knowledge. So while you're doing this, and that's us, that's what we do. For example, I like to break it down to as simple as possible. That way, when I'm not around, you still understand what your body needs, you still understand what your workouts, you still understand how you should be, and you know the whys. And I feel like sometimes in this community of gyms and everything else, we try to complicate things, use the macros and the calories and the this and the deficits, and da 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 da. And it can be very overwhelming for someone that has no idea what they're doing, but they still want to do it right. So what we like to do, and what I like to do, is simply break it down to simple, very simple. Deficits is very simple. You try to get your calorie lows, you're trying to get your workout high, and here's your deficit. So now let's count. And then from there, you create something that's like, okay, I get that. That's not that hard for me to understand. And then as soon as we understand this part, let's move on to something else. Next thing you know, you don't necessarily need me to hold your hand. You're only with me because you like what we're doing. You like the interaction. You need to feel, or you need to have someone to help you through your workouts.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. Like before I got with personal one-on-one training, you would go to these ginormous fitness centers, talking about overwhelming. Like some of these equipments that you would see, it's like, where do I start? How do you even operate those things? Which leads me to the next question. What are some of the most essential pieces of equipment that should be part of your routine, and that maybe something that everybody universally should at least use these few pieces of equipment?
So it all depends on when you are with your own self and your own body and what your goals are.
Okay.
For example, someone that wants to build muscle or gain weight, super simple. You want to up your protein intake so you could feed your muscle, and you want to lower your cardio. That's it. Right? We want to keep it simple. We don't want to try to go into complicated things.
Okay.
So from that means a little bit of weight. Doesn't have to be crazy amount of weight, but a little bit of weight, very important, and up your protein intake, right?
Okay.
You want to lower your calories. You want to lower your cardio. And because what cardio does, cardio will lean out your muscles. If you see a runner pretty lean, like me, for example, I was a runner. I run a lot, and I'm pretty lean. So this is it. This is what that will do. Someone that wants to come in and lose weight, you want to up the running, or you want to up the cardio. And you just have to find what works for each person. Someone that's supposed to run but have knees issues, you want to put them on an elliptical or the bikes. And this is how you break it down.
I see.
So to answer your question, depends on what you have at home, because it could be a simple HIIT workout with jumping jacks and squats and that's it. But as long as you add that cardio aspect, if you want to lose weight, and as long as you add the weight, if you want to gain muscle, this is how you should think about what you want to do and how to get to your results. So from equipment perspective, it could be anything. I'm able to break down a workout routine with you with 2 gallons of water and let's go. As long as we have a protein shake at the end because we try to build muscle, I'm good to go.
Yeah. So what do you tell to someone who's in their maybe 50s, women in their 50s? I don't know how much you work with that. They start to lose the muscle. They may be in good shape, like someone like myself. I don't need to lose weight, but you start losing the muscle. What would be what are women in this age group are going through right now as far as the trendiest treatments to help them gain muscle?
So the first thing that I will ask is, what is the body goal, right? What are we working towards? So from that, I have a picture of what is it that Dori is looking to do with her own body. Now, any injuries, because that I need to know, because I can't put you into some squats if you have low back issues or hip issues. I can put you into any lunges if you have knee issues and things like that. So the first thing that I do an assessment of the body and where Dori wants to be.
Yeah.
So that helps me figure out how I'm going to load my weight, because this is what you have to do, weight training with protein nutrition base. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And that's so important. See, what you're just saying right now, and I hope our viewers are listening to this, because just to go to the gym and get on any piece of equipment is not the goal here. And that's why this one-on-one is so important, especially initially when you create that program for people. And I know this is something that you customize for people all the time. I think it's so important because they could be doing the wrong thing and they don't even know it, right? They could be hurting their body rather than helping their body. And that's why I think the assessment and the creation of the program, that one-on-one time, is so valuable. And we are noticing, wouldn't you agree, that's one of the biggest trends that's happening right now, is more people are really lasered into that customized work that they're looking for?
Absolutely, 100%. So what the gym is doing is simply following what our Medspa is doing. So the Medspa is doing a 360 consultation, even if you come just for a facial. We're doing a 360, so from head to toe. And what I do, I take the exact same approach. You come to me, I just want to work out. No problem. But have 30 minutes with me first, and let's see where you are. Because you're telling me you just want to work out for health benefit, but you have 2 bulging discs. So now there's half of my routine that I have in mind that you cannot do and you should not be doing. So what we do is we put them to a whole consultation, and that also allows me to see what they really want, right? Because yes, I just want to join the gym. May not necessarily mean I want my legs to look bigger, or I want my butt to look nice, and I want my core to be tight. And that's no longer just a gym membership, that's more of a body program. So we always put them through a consultation, see if they have any previous injuries, see if they have any limitation, and then we go from there.
That's why personally I don't like big gyms, actually, like those big boxes that you get lost. You're nothing but a number, and people don't even say hello to you when you walk in. It's so impersonal. And I think one of the biggest trends we're seeing is that people want that specialized attention. It's not about the size, it's about the quality, it's about the results, it's about that customization that we're talking about. So I'm so glad to see people like yourself offering that type of service, because it does make a big difference to people like myself that don't know, right? Because I'm not a fitness expert. I would have no idea where to start from. So that's so important, so valuable. So thank you so much for doing that kind of work with consumers to help them, for sure. So what are some of the things, like overall advice that you can give someone who maybe never worked out before? And what advice would you give them on how to actually get started?
Honestly, I would say it's never too late to start. But I say that you have to be comfortable where you are, right? I had this lady that came in the other day, and she came in because she was uncomfortable where she was before. And I'll say, what made you uncomfortable? So make sure that we don't do the same thing here. And she told me that she didn't feel like she could communicate what her issue was, or if she didn't like the workout, or if she was in pain, or so on and so forth. So, that was a little alarming to me, because first of all, not every gym is doing what we're doing as far as the consultation first. So you never want to be in a situation where someone feels too afraid to, one, come to you, two, let you know how they actually feel about your workout, or so on and so forth. So my advice will be to always be comfortable where it is that you're going, right? It could be home. It could be a big boss gym. It could be something like us, like a more of a semi-private type gym. But as long as you're comfortable, and never be afraid to speak up on how you actually feel, because that goes a long way. It helps the trainer out, and it helps the studio out. And most importantly, it will help you out long run.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that makes so much sense. Thank you for sharing that. As far as the combination of both locations, so you have the medical spa where you do your typical non-invasive treatments from, like you said, injectables to body contour treatments to cryotherapy even,
Yes.
which actually is a great complement to the fitness. Can we talk about that? Because that's also a big trend in the health and wellness and fitness arena. Can we give people a little overview about how cryotherapy can actually work in conjunction with not just the medical spa treatments, but also fitness?
Absolutely. Well, cryo was introduced to us pro athletes at the time, and it was not yet to the usual consumer. So I discovered cryo when I was playing, and it was not out there yet, right? You couldn't really go to a place and just say, "Oh, I want to do cryo." That didn't happen like that at the time. So I knew about cryo. It was just a matter of I was trying to get cryo just for myself, to be selfish, just for myself, because I knew how good it was for inflammation, for arthritis, for it boosts your immune system. So, for example, it's 3 minutes. It goes to 200, negative 200 or 210, depending on what device you have. And you can burn up to 600 calories in 3 minutes.
Yes.
So on top of that, just 600 calories in 3 minutes, that's pretty insane.
Yeah.
On top of that, the inflammation part of it, right? So it doesn't matter what kind of workouts you do, inflammation will happen. Even if it's joint inflammation or lower back inflammation, knee inflammation, inflammation does happen. So that's what I love cryotherapy, and that's why I used it, because I used to have major back issues. So cryo started that way with me, right? And cryo was actually the first thing that I brought into the spa. And me and my partner decided to, you know what? Cryo is great. It helps with so much stuff. And people kept asking us if we had this, if we had that, if we had this, if we had that. And we're like, you know what? I think it's time that we shift from a recovery center, center to a full-blown med spa, and which is what we did right before COVID. So yeah. That was a great timing of decision business-wise.
Well, that's the entrepreneur in you, right?
Of course. Let's go for it. Let's see what happens. COVID. Yes.
Well, I love the fact that someone like you, who is a former NBA player, an athlete, you've been around health and fitness your whole life, really, since you were 13 and probably even before you were running. Yes. And it's such a natural transition for you to actually go into this field and now focus on helping other people be fit and healthy. I admire that you took that lane. And you're out there personally, you're helping people. I admire that about you, and I think that is just such a great thing.
Thank you so much.
And people in your community, they'll be crazy not to go and work out with Johan.
I'll tell you what, they don't necessarily know what I've done or who I am. They simply know that there's a big, tall person that owns a gym over there.
Yeah.
You should go, because he has a kick butt workout.
That's right. Well, if anybody wants to teach me how to work out, I would want someone like you to teach me.
Listen, so there you go. I don't know who's your personal trainer now, but he probably has to go, and I got you all day long.
I just wish you were closer to me, Johan, because I'll be there every day.
Oh my God. I know.
Because I saw the work that the transformations, I should call it, the transformations that you were able to actually provide different people is amazing. It's mind-blowing, actually. And
thank you.
That's why I wanted to invite you on the show, to really put the word out, to let everybody know that you provide that kind of experiences and that you could totally transform people's lives. I mean, not just from an appearance, but also from a health and wellness standpoint.
Yes, absolutely.
So I think that's very important. Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure. So how would someone find out about becoming a member or coming to visit you at Activ8? Where can they go?
They could go on our website, activ8mb.com, and they could go into our Medspa, Activ8 Wellness and Medspa. Yeah.
And we'll put that also in the descriptions below, so you guys can reach out to either the med spa or the fitness center and make your consultation appointment and chart your path to beautiful looking self and a healthy self, one that's also in shape. So what last advice would you give consumers on overall health and wellness, fitness, anything that you want to share?
Someone told me actually last week, and that resonated with me so well that I have to share it again with my own spin into it. But it goes like this. Time is a bus, right? A bus that you hop on when you birth. That's it. You hop on into the bus and it keeps going, right? So the bus never stops. So it's your job to make the trip of the bus as grateful as possible. But it never stops. It doesn't care about COVID. It doesn't care about if you're sick. It doesn't care about anything. The bus keeps going.
That's right.
So, and that resonated with me because of my heart condition that I had. I was in a tip-top shape of my life, actually. I was playing. I had everything I needed at the time. And yet I still suffer with an aneurysm. So at any time it could have been lights out. So what that made me realize is that you don't control anything. And nothing is promised the next day. And this is why we only focus on today. And what I have to say to finish this interview out is the bus does not stop. You have to make as much as possible at every day that you have. And if you feel like you're not in a place physically that you want to be, take that step. Take that very first step to simply go and educate yourself about what you need, what you need to do, and how you need to do it.
Yeah.
And if it's with me, if it's with someone else, it's the same thing. As long as you taking the step to educate your own self and to get a better result for the next day, one day at a time, because the bus does not stop.
That's right. That's very well said. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well, this has been a great interview. I appreciate your time. I know you're very busy. And all of you, I would encourage you to reach out and get on the bus. That's what you need to do. And take it one day at a time and start that routine. Work with someone, get that customized program. And there's no reason for anyone to really be out of shape now that you have so many different programs and solutions and transformations that you can partake in. I think it's wonderful. We live in such a great age right now that we have access to that type of programs that are available. So thank you so much, Johan, for being with us and for sharing.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And I want to encourage everybody to stay healthy, get fit, and until next time, stay inspired. Bye now.